It's logical to say that Jesus actually rose from the dead. Look, I'm biased, but if you take out the religious context and you just look at what the evidence looks like, just objectively, you say this is what happened. Cliff Knechtle lays it out right here. I think this is good enough evidence to say it makes the most sense that something very supernatural happened that day 2,000 plus years ago.
Because the historical evidence is that Jesus was dead, and 3 days later, he rose from the dead. And the people who saw him risen from the dead died not for a belief, they died for what they claimed to have seen, the dead Christ risen from the dead. If you claim to have seen something like Matthew, Mark, John, Thomas, Philip, Andrew, Peter, if you claim to have seen the dead Christ risen from the dead, and then you stand before Roman soldiers, and the Roman soldiers say Caesar is Lord and live, or else maintain that your Jesus is risen from the dead, and we will execute you for it. And if you stand there and say, I'm sorry, I've seen Jesus risen from the dead, that gives your claim tremendous credibility. So the evidence is Jesus rose from the dead. That's why I'm convinced when he promises you eternal life, if you trust in him, he ain't blowing smoke. He's speaking the truth.
And look, I get it. Some of you cannot be convinced otherwise, but it's an interesting thinking exercise. What if it did happen? What if it did? It would look darn near what it looks like now, right? Like everything would be changed. Our calendar would be changed. The whole world would be changed. It'd be the #1 religion on the planet. If this guy really did rise from the dead, then he really is God. What if that happened, wouldn't it look like it looks like now? So isn't that in some way logical? I don't know. Share your thoughts.